Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. So this one we're going to have a lot of fun with because I subscribe to this YouTube channel called CNBC Make It. And one of my favorite things that they do is called Millennial Money, where they go over different millennials' finances. So they go over their income and they see what they spend their money on, and then people argue about it in the comment section. Now usually these types of videos don't get a ton of views, but this one really stood out. It's called Living on $280,000 a Year in Metro Detroit. Millennial Money. I can already tell this one's going to be good because it got 142,000 views in 3 days. So I'm going to go ahead and watch it and comment on it from my perspective of someone who became a multi-millionaire in their 20s. And I like to think that I'm pretty good with money. I try, I'm pretty cheap. But anyway, let's see what this guy is doing, and maybe we kind of roast him a little bit. Let's see.
But I've really always functioned under the mentality of you need to enjoy your life while you have.
This guy is pretty much already the opposite of me. If there's anything I wouldn't buy, this dude is like, you know what, I'll take 10 of them.
And I knew I never really wanted to die with a bunch of money in the bank. My name is Alex Pardo. I'm 25 years old. I live in Royal Oak, Michigan.
The dude has an arcade in his kitchen. This is gonna be a good episode.
Just outside of Detroit, and I make $280,000 a year. I am a hairstylist, I own a salon, I do private education, and I have a hair product line. I gotta say, so far this dude's income is pretty well diversified, I think. He owns the business, and everyone's gonna get their hair cut. I mean, even in a recession, so what, you maybe lower prices a little bit, but the fact that he owns the business, I think is great. Education is always a huge industry. That's never going away anytime soon. And his hair products, I think it's great so far. So far, no complaints with what he's doing. I think it's smart. To hair because I really loved the instant transformation that you could give people and the confidence boost that you could give people. So how my $280,000 gets broken down. About 190 of that comes from doing hair behind the chair with my personal clients. 50,000 in tips. 30,000 with the 2 kinds of education that I do, and then 10 from the product line.
So I'm a little bit confused because he owns the hair salon, but he's doing his own clients' hair. I would think that some of the money would come from the business. Maybe he's hiring it out to other people, and maybe he could say the business generates this amount. I don't know if he kind of owns the business, but is on the lease and like he just brings in his own money, or if he has employees that work for him. It's a little bit confusing, but either way, I gotta say $280,000 a year for somebody who's 25 years old, who's running their own business, regardless, I think is incredibly impressive.
I should, but I don't really have a system to keep track of my money or budget. I really just have that cushion of savings that I put away monthly.
Wow. Wow. Almost, let's just round this up here. $15,000 a month in spending. Now I'm gonna guess that if this guy is smart enough to make $280,000, he's not just doing it in his personal name. If he owns a business, I'm guessing the business is held in probably an S Corp, so he gets paid out as an employee and takes the rest as distribution from the company. So I'm gonna guess let's figure out what the Michigan state tax rate is. 4.25%, that's not that bad. Okay, let's just say he's an S Corp, $280,000. Let's just say on average, because this is a really tough one to estimate what his tax bill would be, because the thing is, we don't know the full extent of his $280,000. I think this is gross before taxes, before any write-off. So I'm guessing off $280,000, he can write off a significant portion. Maybe the cars for him are a write-off. He could, I don't really think he can write off food here. He might be able to write off some clothes and shoes and accessories if he can claim that's part of his business. $280,000 before, $210,000 after taxes. Let's just say that. Which, by the way, some of you guys might be roasting me in the comments here and being like, but Graham, that's not realistic. I'm going to be pretty conservative here. So let's just say he's left over with $210,000 after taxes, which would mean, what is that broken down per month? $17,500 per month, okay, after taxes, which again is low. Let's make that very clear. Realistically, it's probably closer to 30%, but let's just say. So there's really not much left over. So his $15,000 budget, it looks as though, because if we even account for 30% in taxes, $16,333. So let's just say he probably has $1,000 to $2,000 a month left over after all of this. But anyway, if I were looking at all of this chart right now, I would say his rent is fine. Insurance, $730 is ridiculous. I have a feeling that's not business insurance. I have a feeling that's probably car insurance. If he's spending $4,000 a month on cars, it's probably insurance is very high. Food is ridiculous. $2,500 a month in food. He spends more in food than I spend in a month on myself for everything, and he's spending that more on just food. $4,180 on cars. That's stupid. That's about 30% of his take-home income after taxes goes to cars. Now, if that's a business write-off, then maybe I can kind of understand a little bit more, but regardless, that's ridiculous. Clothes, shoes, and accessories, $1,500 a month. That for me is a tough one, because I think judging by the way he dresses, that could be a part of his image and branding and all that. You know, maybe I can understand that if that's just part of the brand. Subscriptions, $50 a month is fine. Credit card repayment, $100 a month. I don't know why he would need credit card repayment at $100. That sounds like an interest payment. $1,800 a month in savings that's nothing. That makes me sad. Okay, $230 in phones. So it's high. And then $1,875 in miscellaneous. Includes travel, donations, entertainment, cabs, and pet expenses. $1,900 a month in that. Okay, this makes me sad. But anyway, he's got the income.
I live in Detroit, where housing isn't wildly expensive. So this is my room, and then I have a bathroom in here, and then this is my Birkin closet. My rent with utilities is $2,500 a month. And out of that $2,500, I pay personally about $1,900 of that rent, because I split rent with my boyfriend. I know it sounds expensive, but it's a bang for your buck here.
It's funny he's saying like $2,500 for an apartment. I'm here in Los Angeles, where $2,500 would be like the low end. Like the low of the low end. I don't know Detroit. I'm probably sure Detroit's a lot different. But anyway, to me, that sounds pretty reasonable in comparison.
All right, it's time to go to work. Let's go. I have my tray set up. I have my Cardi B prayer candle. You never know when you're gonna need to pray to the Cardi B gods. And I have my energy drink, so we're ready to go. Being a salon owner has kind of changed my life in a sense that I don't really work a 9 to 5 anymore. I feel like I work a 24/7. Let's do Shades Cream 7G and 6NA. I am on the floor 3 to 4 days a week taking clients as well. I personally can take up to 22 guests in one day, and that's usually a Saturday, it's our longer day. And a hair extension installation takes about 45 minutes, and color can take between 15 and 45. So that's how we can fit that many people in one day. I don't blow dry, I don't cut. That's all the assistants or another stylist will do the haircut for me.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, obviously he's a smart guy. Here we go. Here's the $4,130 a month.
So going to work every morning, I get to choose what car I get to drive. I have two cars. I have a limited edition 2018 Mercedes-Benz G550. That is $2,200 a month.
Ooh, $2,200 a month for a lease payment. Not when you're making $210 a year after taxes. 10% of your income goes towards a car. One car out of two. But if he's using this as a write-off, it makes it marginally better. Not by a lot, but it makes it a little bit better if he's writing this off.
And I have a 2015 BMW i8, and that is $1,300 a month.
Oh no, $1,300 a month for a lease payment. Well, you know, I just hope he didn't buy the i8. If he's leasing the i8, $1,300 a month is actually pretty reasonable. If he bought this car, paying $1,300 a month is the stupidest thing. I mean, these cars are the epitome of depreciation. You have you have Maseratis, which are terrible. You have Aston Martins that are terrible, and then you have the BMW i8, which is now you can buy them for like I think under like 60 grand now for an i8 because just nobody wants them. They're in a weird class, but they look cool because the doors go up. This much money on cars, now it explains the insurance, but this is stupid. I mean, this is straight up stupid. Get one car. If you don't need two of them, just get one for right now. Just get one if you're gonna be stupid.
But this is like the Louboutin like shelf. Here, these are Chanel, I have Gucci, I have like a bunch of stuff, and then this is all my designer stuff over here. This is $12.50.
Gucci is just the most ridiculous ripoff, guys. Why? Why? What makes that $1,250? Let's be real. It's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. Because it has a Gucci logo. I've been to the Gucci store. I've been there. I've done that. I felt the fabric on I honestly think the Gucci is the exact same shit that you see on like $80 hoodies, except it says Gucci on it, made in Italy or whatever it is. It's a ripoff. But you know what? To each their own.
I shop on consignment a lot and I buy a lot on consignment. So I'm saving myself like 50% usually.
So at least if he's going stupid, he's only going half stupid. You never go full stupid, because once you go full stupid, you're never coming back from that. He's going half stupid. That I can at least respect that, because there is a secondhand market for a lot of these clothes that if he wanted to sell them, he could probably recoup a decent portion of his money as long as Gucci is still in style. I'm worried the Gucci is just going to become like an Ed Hardy, where you're going to look back, 10 years later, you're going to think like, what was I thinking?
That stove has never been turned on. $0 on groceries. I do delivery services for almost everything. We calculated last month that I spent about $2,500 on food delivery services.
It just seems wasteful. It just seems like this, he's had a whole bunch of income coming in and doesn't really know how to manage it, is really what it seems like. And, I just be worried how sustainable is that lifestyle. If something comes up or something happens to you, so what happens, and now he's living this high life, and if something happens, maybe not, he's a smart guy, but let's keep going.
I have about $77,000 in my checking account right now.
No, okay, so I'm hoping the $77,000 is like a business checking account where you've got expenses and rent and things like that coming in and out. If that's the case, I think having probably under $100,000 is reasonable for a checking account, if it's a business checking account and it's being used. If he personally has $77,000 in his checking account, what a waste! Open up an Ally bank account online, get 2.2% interest. He would be making pretty much free Uber Eats money. If he wants to do that, he'll make $1,800 a year, put that towards Uber Eats, get platinum status, everyone wins. Never keep that amount of money in a checking account. Ever, ever, ever. So lesson to everyone watching, never do that in a checking account. Done. End of story.
I keep a lot in my checking just because I like seeing the number that's in there. So it's probably better for me to put it more into my Roth IRA and my brokerage.
You can see the number in the Roth IRA. You can see the number in the savings account. Why does it need to be in a checking account? Why?
I don't want to retire at 65, which is why I don't have a 401k. I plan on retiring much earlier.
You realize though, at this level that he's doing right now, there is no way that he can retire early. Let's figure out. He saves $22,000 a year. Okay, so I just calculated here, if he wants to maintain his current standard of living, spending $15,000 a month, and he's going to be spending about 4% of his total portfolio every single year to maintain this lifestyle, it's going to take him 45 years to retire at this level. 45 years, earning a 6% interest rate after inflation. So he's got to be making somewhere around 7.5% to 8.5% annually on average over 45 years to get to that. So if he's 25 years old now, he's going to retire at 70. 70 years old to be able to retire on his current level right now. Now, here's the thing. If he maintains this level and he makes $1 million a year and saves all of the difference, then by all means. But right now, he's not doing that.
I feel like making that first $100,000 didn't feel any different. I think it was one of those aha moments. As a hairdresser, I can make a lot of money and I can support myself and I'm not the national average.
So I think my whole take on this is that this guy is obviously a really smart guy. He knows how to run a business. He knows how to make money. I don't think for him making money is going to be an issue. He's smart enough that I think no matter what happens, he'll be able to make money. The biggest thing for him, I think right now, is his lifestyle is just ridiculous. And if something happens to his business, maybe the economy dips down or something happens, what is he going to do? Now, all of his spending right now seems discretionary. Besides the cars on leases, I mean, you can always get rid of your leased cars. You can always not buy $3,000 a month on food and $3,000 a month on clothing and all that sort of stuff. So he could cut back significantly if he wanted to. My recommendation, if this guy is ever watching, which I have no idea if he is, would be to really cut back. And now is the time while he's making this money. You may as well save it now because you don't know how long this is going to continue. And if I were betting, I would say he's probably going to be continuing to do very well with whatever endeavors he wants to do. And I think that he has the smarts for business to really make the $1 million a year. I don't doubt that. I think he can do it. But I would just be overly cautious and figure, what do you need right now? Do you need a G-Wagon and do you need an i8? Do you need all of the clothes? Do you need all of the food? I think it would be very easy for him to save probably half of his income and just cut back half on everything and really not notice a big difference in his lifestyle right now. I mean, get rid of the G-Wagon and, well, I guess he needs a G-Wagon for the dog, but get rid of the i8 and there's $1,300 a month extra that you can save. That means you can increase your savings by almost 50% just by getting rid of one car. Instead of buying $3,000 a month in clothes, buy $1,500. Instead of spending $2,500 a month on Uber Eats, spend $1,200. Just cut everything you're doing in half. And even reinvest some of that back into the business. Like you'll make more money reinvesting it back into the business by doing something. Other than that, I mean, this dude's ability to make money, I think, is commendable. I like it. I think his heart is in the right place. I just think, you know, he's someone who probably just started making a lot of money very quickly and is just going overboard with the spending. Other than that, though, I would just, caution this person. Just make sure that you save more money and immediately move the money from the checking account to a high interest savings account. If you just do that, I'll be happy. If you just do that and ignore everything else, then I'm good. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If there's anything else you want me to comment on, comment that video down below. I'll take a look at it. Maybe I can do another sort of reaction video like this. Make sure to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily. So if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. Thank you again for watching, and until next time.